Who Dat Nation is coming to town? Who Dat Nation is coming to town? We got the Saints, we got the 49ers right here on Sizzling Sunday. Listen, we're going to be, I got food. We're going to be talking food. We're going to be talking football. We're going to be talking matchups. Mo's Nose is here. It's your boy Breezy. Let's get this show crack-a-lacking. What's good? You know, it's time. Yes, sir. It's your boy, Breezy. You have all been waiting from this long time hiatus. You're now tuned into the one they call the greatest. East side, west side, we reppin' you all. We cook a little food and talk a little ball. Have a drink your way, short or tall. Dessert is a must, it better be on call. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Who wants to challenge the king named Breezy? Right here every week is a Sunday. Tune in to Sizzl'N Sunday. Sit Sizzl'N Sunday. Tune in to Sizzl'N Sundays. Hey. Mo's Nose. What's going on, baby?
What up, bro? Give me 2 seconds because I'm looking out the window and I'm checking my temperature gauge. I gotta go check my fire real quick. So I'll be right back.
I got you, man. Listen, Mo's is out there cooking up some more ribs. How much for an order of ribs? $2.50 for just one rib. How about I give you 50 cents? You let me make the sauce. What movie are we talking about, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Sizzling Sundays. It feels good because I feel like I haven't done one of these shows in a long time. All right, and it's good to be back. This is the pre-game show. We're gonna pre-game the show. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk some football. We got some food cooking in the background. If you guys didn't already get a chance to check out my entree video, check out the videos, the shrimp po' boy. If you want to know why I made that, obviously, you know, we got the Saints coming into town. Who Dat Nation? I guarantee you they don't travel as well as the faithful to the Bay. I could tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? But guys, I do appreciate you. Just a round of applause to everybody that's out there rocking with your boy Breezy on game day Sunday. Miss Jacqueline Knox first in the building. Shout out to our members, yo. The memberships are popping. That's what I'm talking about. I see you, Jackie, aka Jack, aka Miss Jacqueline. Thank you so much for being a member. Shout out to all the members out there. Christy Marie's out there. My man Raphael 5629ers is in the building. I see you guys. Chrissy's in the building. What's going on? Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I truly appreciate it. Listen, we'll keep the formalities short. We gotta get right to the point. We only got an hour. Right, it's a bunch of pregame shows going on. I got nothing but Niners coming on right after this. So let's go ahead and get down to the nitty-gritty. Listen, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the like button. If you're in here already, just give us the thumbs up real quick one time. I see Moses back in the kitchen, you know, ready to talk some football. All right, guys, listen, on Facebook right now, go to facebook.com/nitty-gritty Niners. The poll is going on right now. So if you're not already a member of the group, make sure you go ahead and join the group. Answer the 3 questions. I'll let you in. I got the joint right here. We'll approve you. Miss Debbie's out there. We'll approve you, right, if you answer the questions and go ahead and participate in that poll question. We're giving something away to the person that can guess the score of this game as well as the winning team. So, you know, you got to pick the winning team and you got to guess the score. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty good. Guys, if you're betting, met with MyBookie, go to www.mybookie.aj. Use the promo code Breezy100. We'll go ahead and show you the promo a little bit later on in the show. Make sure you follow all of us on Twitter. All right, there's our handles down there at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and do that. I appreciate it. Do the same thing on Instagram. All of them down there on the bottom of the screen. If they're wrong, Mo's Nose will let me know. All right. And let's get the show cracking. First and foremost, Mose, I have to say happy Thanksgiving to you and your wonderful family. Just give me a quick rundown, man. Was it a blessed Thanksgiving, brother?
Of course it was. It was a blessing. I mean, we did get some bad news. Shout out to my family that's in Seattle, Washington. One of my great uncles, my grandmother's brother, my Uncle Sonny, he passed away like on Wednesday. So just more of a reason to gather with the family and be thankful. You know, that was my grandmother's brother, and while she was sad, she was comforted that, he's now, with the Lord. So we were able to be thankful for his life, thankful for my Uncle Sonny was one of the funniest uncles I've ever had. Like every time he had jokes, it was good, clean, humorous jokes, but he had jokes. He was always able to relate things to, things that are happening, whether it be in media, TV, in the world. He was just able to relate life to so many things. And he just brought so much joy, so many smiles. So we were able to be thankful to, one, be together. We were thankful for, his life and what he meant to all of us. So it was a blessed Thanksgiving because we just got to love on one another, eat some good food. So absolutely. How about you?
The prayers are definitely going out there for you, brother. Listen, my
Appreciate
Thanksgiving was blessed as well. I got a chance to be with Mom Dukes. You know what I'm saying? My mom's and my brother came over, who's a vegan. So we were challenged in the kitchen just a little bit. We had to make kind of like 2 of everything, 2 sweet potato pies, 1 vegan, 1 this. Like, so it was a really good time. Shout out to my wife. She prepared the vegan stuff. She was on it. She worked it out. But listen, man, Thanksgiving was beautiful. You know what I didn't do this year? I didn't shop like I thought I would shop because it didn't feel like I was saving any money on Black Friday. Did you see that the deals weren't really deals this year, or was it just me?
The deals was trash. Actually, somebody put that on Twitter. It was like 20-30%. Like that's like Labor Day sales. That's like 4th of July sales. Like this ain't Black Friday. Somebody was like, we supposed to get 80% off and 90% if we kill somebody in the process. like people are supposed to get, like, it's not supposed to happen, but at this point it happens so often. Like people are supposed to get trampled on Black Friday. Like,
right. It's the one day the ambulance is gonna make some money.
Right. People are supposed to like fight little kids for like the toys. And like you see a grown adult snatch a toy out of a little kid's hand. Like this is supposed to happen. Like that's what Black Friday has become. It just is what it is. So yeah, there were not too many deals. So I'm gonna wait for Cyber Monday to see what Amazon talking about and some of these other retailers on the web. But yeah, the deals on Black Friday wasn't the normal deals.
Nah, they weren't normal at all, bro. It wasn't even like a Black Friday. Like nobody was up at the butt crack of dawn.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Before we get the show going, though, we definitely want to send our prayers and condolences out to Peachy. She lost her father on this morning. So, guys, please keep Crystal Peachy Brown, in your prayers. She's definitely going to be in ours. If you guys want to send something, let me know. Once I get the information, I'll go ahead and give you guys the address or whatnot to where if you want to send flowers or a card or anything like that to Peachy family, you can do so through us. All right, so make sure you just wait for that from me. Ms. Debbie will get it out there to the public, so you guys can, if you want to send anything, you definitely can send something. What's going on, baby Mo? I love it. Peachy, we love you. I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, we love you. We appreciate you and everything that you do over here for the Wayne Breezy Entertainment Network. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Look, she want to talk. Like that's what I'm getting. I don't know if that's what you're getting, but that's what I'm getting.
Bro, she been talking for like the past 3 weeks nonstop.
Let her talk. She trying to tell you something, bro. You ain't listening. The problem. You not listening. Listen, roster moves, Mose. Your boy T.Y. McGill's been promoted to the active roster. And defensive lineman Kamoko Ture has been waived.
Wow.
Yeah. I hear you, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, take her out. Is she done? Yeah. If she's done, you can take her out. She's eating, sitting in her high chair, so she getting an attitude because she finished. Like you said,
done.
we wasn't listening. I'm not surprised by the waiving of Kamoko Ture. I know we do have some injuries. I think Ebukam is still dealing with a little bit of something, but Amenahu is stepping up really, really big. And although his sack numbers may not represent his production, he's been very, very productive. And I think the return of Jordan Willis, him being healthy, and him getting more snaps on the outside, plus his versatility to move inside, I think that allowed us to open up a roster spot and get rid of Teray. So I think we need more beef in the interior. T.Y. McGill has been playing phenomenally in his time here with us. So give him more opportunities, give him more reps, and have him help us on the interior. So I don't mind it.
I don't mind it at all. Listen, a couple of good things. Eric Armstead did practice, but he is listed as out for this week. So he did practice this week. He practiced this weekend, but he is listed as out. So good thing is Eric Armstead may be returning next week against the Miami Dolphins. We'll see how that goes. As far as T.Y. McGill, we asked for extra, girth up there on that defensive line, and they decided to go with this particular gentleman, and I like it because he's been productive in the games that he's played. And from what I read, Mose, I don't think the 49ers can make anybody, like, they can't demote another player and promote another player from the PS. I think this is the last piece. So I think he has a permanent spot on the active roster. And Kemoko Turay, obviously, he's been waived. Listen, Kemoko, it's unfortunate, but like you said, with the return of Jordan Willis, with the rise of the other edges, Kerry Hyder, Charles Omenihu, Drake Jackson, all these guys got to get rep. And I hate to say it but Kemoko Turay was the last guy added to the roster before they drafted Drake Jackson. And if Drake Jackson had been a bust or had gotten injured or something like that a little bit early in the career, I could see them trying to go with another edge rusher. But I think they feel like they're pretty solid at the edge rushing position, Mose, and that's pretty why they probably go ahead and waive Turay. It's not like they were making him active anyway. He was inactive like every other week. Every other week he was inactive. So, it's sad for Turay. See, this guy says it's sad for Turay, but like you said, he was just an edge guy, and they like those tweener guys. We even seen Drake Jackson in the Arizona game lined up inside, bro.
Line up inside, yeah.
It lined up inside. These Miami Dolphins, bro, are rolling right now. I'm not nervous. I ain't scared. I just want to beat the Saints. So
we ain't scared.
Nah,
we worry about the Saints right now.
Yeah,
the
never
Saints
scared.
Is on the schedule. That's what we worried about.
Never scared. We got to start the show off with a contribution. Miss Jacqueline Knox got to get the foghorn out. Crazy with the hearts. I don't know what that one means, but I like it. It's got a smiley face with about a bunch of hearts going around it. It's cute. That's what I like. Cute is good. Just like your baby was saying, get me out of this mother-loving high chair because I'm through. And you got her out because you listen. Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate you for the contribution. All right. Ronnie says Turay went to the practice squad. So did they put him back on the practice squad? I didn't get that memo. So if they did, hey, he still has a shot somewhere. I don't know. We'll find out.
But if you saying that we can't,
I thought it was done. I thought it was done. I thought it's past week 12. It's week 12 now. You know what I'm saying? So I could be wrong, but I thought I was done. Here's the injury report.
We'll look into it more.
Armstead is listed as doubtful. He's not playing today. Questionable, Deebo Samuel. He's supposed to be playing today. Per Ian Rappaport, he's more than likely going to play. And Samson Ebukam has been cleared to play. He actually practiced this week. So I know you said he was going with that nagging injury with his Achilles and whatnot. But he is cleared to play. And that we totally forgot about Ebukam being out there on the edge. He kind of like Charles Omenihu was having such a great season and replacing this guy or filling in for him. I kind of forgot about Samson Ebukam and him being injured. Not saying when he's out there he's not productive, he's not dominant, but what's the deal? We get Ebukam back. How does that help boost the 49ers pass rush?
I think it's another player for the offensive line to have to worry about, not from the sense of his production and his sack numbers, just the fact that we have so many different versatile pass rushers that Nick Bosa, Drake Jackson, Charles Omenihu, Samson Ebukam can line up against the left or the right tackle, and all four of them rush differently. Mm-hmm. So when you have a tackle that's trying to, in real time, learn each one of these guys' tendencies and techniques and how they like to rush, in the heat of a battle, especially if you're losing, especially if you haven't been winning your one-on-one matchups, that's a little bit difficult. As a defensive lineman, talking to other offensive linemen, trying to figure out different rush patterns and tendencies and techniques on the fly, because you can do your homework in film study. Mm-hmm. But, for example, we haven't seen a lot of Samson Ebukam. So you can take something from week 1 or week 2, but he could be completely different from the way he rushed earlier on in the season. So just that added piece of intel that an offensive lineman has to focus on and worry about and learn mid-game. If you're not one of the top tackles in the league, if you're not a Trent Williams, if you're not a Teron Armstead, a Ryan Ramczyk, a Tyron Smith, if you're not one of those guys, it could be a long day. And I believe for the Saints, Ramczyk isn't playing.
Good point.
Their Pro Bowl right tackle, he isn't playing. So it'll either be the rookie Trevor Penning, who's had some injuries and hasn't been able to kind of find his groove yet, or somebody else at that position. So it's going to be a tough day to have all of those different type of pass rushers that you got to figure out, what do I do against this guy?
I like that you brought that up, because speaking of a person not playing, shout out to 49ers _ throwback, my man Fernando. He says Marcus Lattimore is out. He's hurt for the Saints. I didn't get the memo, but look, if he's out, this is another one up. And so in my keys to victory, I talked about Jimmy Garoppolo definitely perfecting. I see what you're doing over there. You getting it prepared, brother. I seen, Jimmy. I was saying that Jimmy Garoppolo needs to prepare to get these quick throws ready and going. You know what I'm saying? Because he can kind of chew this defense all the way up. Like, I don't want him really testing the deep waters. I don't want him testing those safeties out there. I like Marcus May. Remember I wanted Marcus May, bro. Remember I was like, yo, let's go get him in free agency. Marcus May from the New York Football Jets. Well, the Saints got him. All right. Now, the reason why I'm bringing him up is because they got him and Tyrann Mathieu out there. And those guys like to float, man. They could do a lot of too deep, too high safeties, man. I see what you're doing, Playboy. Get your thing on. And it could be a problem for Jimmy Garoppolo trying to test deep, especially if I see you, GSU, for especially if Jimmy can't really get the ball down the field like he wants, right? A lot of his deep passes, lately they've been overthrown, but we don't want the underthrown balls where the ball's just hanging in the air, because those are ball hawk safeties, right? Even though Marcus May is going to play in the box, try to take away the run game, good luck on that. But Tyrann Mathieu is still a ball hawk, whether you guys like it or whether you don't like it. But if Lattimore is out, this is good for Jimmy, because now his wide receivers are going to win some of these matchups. Now, I do like Paulson Adebo. He's out there as well. Was it second year for him? I believe second year or first year. Can't remember. No, out of Stanford.
Either his second or third, but I think you're right with his second.
I think it's his second year. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be really cool to watch this kid go out there, Jimmy Garoppolo, and just do his thing, man. He's been good lately. I expect him to continue to play smart football. But thank you, 49ers _ throwback, for that quick memo. I was waiting on to see who's going to be inactive for actually both teams. I don't have the inactives list, but I know you guys are going to put it out there in the chat the moment it pops up, and then we'll go ahead and get down to that. So listen, look, Ebukam is going to be out there. It's going to be a problem in the pass rush. It's because another guy that the 49ers is going to have. I expect them to start. And then you rotate some of those guys out there. Again, we don't have the inactives. Before we get down to the offense, the defense, the food, the special teams and stuff, we got to talk a little bit about this, Mose. I don't know if you want to spend a few minutes on it or whatnot, but Raheem Mostert came out and did a report, and he spoke about the 49ers, and he says that he doesn't appreciate how the 49ers reacted to his injury. So if you don't know what that means, he's saying that the 49ers was trying to rush him back from his injury, and he didn't appreciate that. And that's probably one of the reasons, or one of the factors, why he wanted to get out of Dodge. What are your thoughts on Raheem Mostert, man? And why is he coming out talking about this stuff like right now? And just a quick memo, I believe he's going to be inactive today. Through the
Yes, he is. He is inactive today. He's not playing. Jeff Wilson Jr. is getting the majority of those carries there. Now, was he talking about the organization?
He was
or is he talking about the fans? Because I remember there was an issue with the fans.
Well, that was prior, Mose.
And then his wife came out,
yeah,
said something about that because he was receiving death threats and people were sending letters to his home.
Correct.
Some of the 49er fans, we're not going to say all of us, because all of us are, we don't do that here at Nitty Gritty Niners, but some of the faithful, they were not good fans. And they took it too far. They took it overboard, sending, whether it's a death threat or even an angry letter, sending an angry letter to a player's home because he suffered an injury in a very, very physical sport that you yourself are not able to play at that level is kind of ridiculous. So was he talking about the organization, like Kyle, the offensive staff, the trainers, the GM, the owner, or was he continuing to mention like the fans?
Now, he was definitely talking about the way that the team was utilizing him. The fans can't utilize him unless they playing
Man,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he's definitely talking about the organization, bro. So he's taking a stab at the organization. Then he went further and he said something more about you know, his time in Miami and how they got weapons and they got a quarterback that can sling the ball.
Shots fired.
Reaction was priceless, bro.
Shots fired. I mean, if anything, he gave us bulletin board material for next week. We were, like I said, we worry about the Saints, but that's going up on the bulletin board for sure.
Oh, for sure. Make sure you dot that T and cross and you know, dot that I, cross that T. Quick shout out while you getting ready to get your drink on and present. We're gonna talk about the offenses real quick. I just want to give a quick shout out to Goat Fuel. Shout out to Goat Fuel, the energy drink that we're gonna be rocking with going forward. This is the gummy bear, man. Look, Mose, I went to sleep at 5 a.m. working on them damn shrimp po' boys. I'm tired. So I'm a sip this joint right here. There's no alcohol, it's no sugar, it's vegan, it's non-GMO, it's gluten-free. It's all good stuff for the body, I hope. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and sip on that. We're gonna get down to some offensive stuff, right? So let's talk about the two offenses. Moses is gonna be presenting his drink pretty soon. You saw him making it in the background. All right. While Mose gets that prepared. Hello, Mrs. Mose Knows. We're going to go ahead and talk about these offenses. So the Saints offense is ranked 14th. All right. Overall. All right. They're 10th in yards per game, 352.2 yards, 355.2 yards per game. 8th in passing, 237.5. 15th in rushing, 117.7. And then 15th in points per game, 22.6. So this is what they're kind of averaging per game, right? They're ranked overall 14th. You can see that they like to sling, they like to throw the ball. All right. Listen, Andy Dalton is there. That's what he does. He throws the ball. Cool thing about that is 49ers, Andy Dalton's not a running quarterback. He's not a mobile quarterback. This will be a game that the 49ers defense should be able, and I mean should be able to tee off on. You feel me? They should be able to tee off on this particular type of a quarterback, meaning that as Andy Dalton is standing near that pocket, there should be someone around him to bring him down. Some big paw, big mitten, big arm, big whatever needs to be able to bring Andy Dalton down. You don't want to give him time in the pocket to pick apart the zone. I'm with you, GSU for life. I'm with you 100%. Andy Dalton is good for a couple of interceptions or whatnot per game. And so, hey, man, maybe Tyler Noah Hufanga gets his, fifth? Because he has 4. Maybe he gets his 5th today. Maybe Jimmy Ward gets his 2nd. I don't know. It's a bunch of stuff that could go down for the 49ers defense. We're talking about the Saints offense. Listen, on this Saints offense, man, give me one piece on this offense that you must pay attention to. One piece on this offense. As you can see, they're 8th in passing, 237.5 yards. They're averaging a game. They throw the ball more than they can rush, but they are getting some rushing yards up there at 117.7. They're putting up 22.6 points a game. So, like, who must the 49ers figure out how to stop?
I could go with the easy answer here because there is a clear, easy answer. But Brother Breezy, no disrespect to you and your Michigan Wolverines, who completely annihilated the Buckeyes. But I'm going to have to go with Chris Olave. I'm going to have to go with wide receiver Chris Olave. That is somebody that we have to keep an eye on because he has speed for days. Am I worried about Mooney in coverage against him? I'm not. Am I worried about maybe Diamador Lenore or one of our safeties if there's a busted coverage or the route combination gets a safety one-on-one with him? Absolutely. I think probably the 2 people that I'm not worried about in single coverage would be Mooney Ward and Samuel Womack. But he's still faster than both of those guys. I think those guys have enough makeup speed if they do get behind and the ball is underthrown, because we know Andy Dalton doesn't have a good arm. But I would definitely say Chris Olave. He has the ability to stretch the defense, to get behind the secondary. And although we haven't been able to see a lot of it this year, I think he's really, really good with the ball in his hands as well. I think he would fit right in on this 49ers offense. Unfortunately, we don't need a wide receiver, but yards after catch as well because of that speed and his elusiveness. So my one person is going to be Chris Olave. Definitely keep an eye on that kid.
I like that. And I'm going to go with the good old guy, like the old man in town. I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara. Why? Because he's a dual threat, man. He's a great running back, great pass catching back. He's a guy that you definitely want to make sure you eliminate. You find a way to take him, because what Andy Dalton is going to do is the 49ers aren't going to get beat deep. It's not something that they do, right? They don't get beat deep. Right? What they do is they give up a lot of the underneath stuff. So I can see guys playing back in coverage, playing soft zone, leaving the underneath stuff. And next thing you know, there's a check down to Alvin Kamara. He's got 8 yards with nobody in front of him. That's an easy 8 for him. He's a strong running back. He's a shifty running back. Hey, he's like Christian McCaffrey. Haven't we seen that before? They're almost identical. They also played, and I said also twice because they were in the same conference, bro. NFC South. Go figure, right? Now, Alvin Kamara has not been the same this season due to injuries, due to whatever age, you name it. And they had to bring back Mark Ingram. I'm not sure if Mark Ingram is going to play today, but pay attention to their run game and Alvin Kamara in particular, because that's a guy who can just keep the chains moving and keep them going. And we don't want to keep them going. It's almost like what they did last week, right? We knew that the 49ers weren't going to let James Conner have another game, but James Conner and Alvin Kamara are on 2 different stratospheres of running backs. You get what I'm saying? So they eliminated him, and then they had to contain Hopkins. And so I know Hopkins had 9 catches for 91 yards, something that you might see from Chris Olave. But keep his behind out of the end zone. That's all I care about. Let him get 300 yards receiving for all I care. I don't care what Chris Olave does. Just keep him out of the end zone. So I like that you brought up Chris Olave. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on? I like that you brought up Chris Olave. I'm going with the old faithful. And in my keys to victory, there's one person that none of us is naming, and I saw my man GSU for life bring him up. You got to keep an eye on the gimmick player, the guy that will find a way to make plays. He can throw, he can pass. He's labeled as a tight end, my friend, and that is none other than Taysom Hill. So figure that out. All right, Mose, that is the Saints offense. Let's take a quick look at the 49ers offense, and then if you have your drink, you want to go ahead and talk about it, you can go ahead and show everybody what you did and how you prepared it. 49ers are ranked 10th overall. They're 8th in yards per game, 362.7, 10th in passing, 235.5, 12th in rushing, 127.2. I like that. And 12th in points per game at 23.6. Who on this 49ers offense is going to have a mother-loving day? What does Mose knows?
This is a good conundrum to be in because we have so many weapons. So, like, if I'm wrong, I don't care because that means somebody else had a day.
That's the
you know
conundrum.
What I mean? I think IU continues to ascend in the right direction, especially if there's no Marcus Lattimore. I think he has an opportunity to have another really good day. I think we see Debo on a quasi pitch count because of the hamstring injury. He is going to play. But I think Kyle will do the right thing and not overload him with plays because we want to make sure he stays healthy. We don't want to re-aggravate or further injure that hamstring. So that means there could be a big-time game for Brandon Ayuk. It just the way he's running routes, the hunger that he's playing with, like we talked about last year after the whole – it's funny. We say he was in the doghouse, but then the dog really came out. Like we talk about that dog that came out of him last year, and we're seeing even more how that dog matured. It's like a pit bull after like 8 or 9 months. You see a little pit bull when it's born. It's like this big. It's so cute. Got a soft little face. especially if you get a blue nose and it got the nice colored eyes. They just look so cute. They just walking around, their little bark is, but then it becomes a full grown pit bull at like 8-9 months, and it's walking around the house all muscled up and big with that big head, and any wrong move, he could snap. And that's where BA is right now. Like everything that he's doing in the blocking in the run game, like he's looking for contact.
Yes, sir.
His route running, the way he attacks the ball at the high point, the way he's looking for contact after, he catches the ball, gets his head turned around, figure out where he wants to go. He's not shying away from contact. He's playing with such a hunger and such a fight. And I think against a struggling defense, missing their top corner, this could be a really, really big game for him as well.
That's a really good point, man. Listen, I'm going to go with another old faithful, bro. I think George Kittle plays better against better safeties. I don't know what it is. Just feel like he turns up. Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus May, good luck. Because if Jimmy gets the ball to Kittle, good luck. And remember, is it Marshawn Lattimore or Marcus Lattimore?
It is Marshawn. I was reading a bit. So Marcus Lattimore was the running back that we drafted who tore his ACL in college from South Carolina. He would have been, if he didn't get that injury, he would have been a dynamite running back in this league.
He's going to be a problem.
It's Marshawn Lattimore, absolutely.
Marshawn Lattimore. All right, so let's go with Marshawn. Didn't they have a Marcus too with a safety? Marcus, I don't know. Not like they had a
Marcus Williams. He's in
Marcus
Baltimore
Williams. Now. That's where I get confused with the two. All right, so let's go with George Kittle versus Tyrann Mathieu, because that's the guy who's going to have to pick up Kittle over the middle. I like that matchup, bro. It's just what I like. I'm not saying Kittle's going to win all the battles, but I think Kittle's going to win the majority of those battles. Jimmy Garoppolo's got to continue to figure out how to get Kittle the ball. The 49ers football is just better when Kittle touches the football, bro. I don't care if it's in a screen game. I don't care if you got him running out of the backfield. You got to find a way to get Kittle the ball. It's almost like Deebo Samuel. It's infectious. Once those guys get the ball, the rest of the offense finds a way to open up like the Red Sea, bro, and then he could properly start to dispense in that ball. I love Brandon Ayuk. I think he's the number one option, but then again, there might be 5 number one options. There might be 7 number one options out there, not at the same time, but that Jimmy Garoppolo could kind of just say, let me get this, and let me flip to this. There it is. That's the one. So Jimmy's got to locate his matchups. He's got to figure out who's going to be in man-to-man coverage. And if Kittle is man-to-man, if I see freaking Tyrann Mathieu trying to cheat, because he's going to have to cheat. Tyrann Mathieu, I know we talk about Kittle getting older, but so is Mathieu. He's a step slower.
Yeah,
I think Kittle any day over anyone. There was only one freaking safety, bro, that bothered me in his old age, bro. He retired this year from the Saints, too, by the way. Who am I talking about?
Malcolm Jenkins.
Bro, I couldn't stand him, yo. He used to lock down everybody, yo.
Yeah.
Gronk. You name it. Like, that was his thing. Remember, he was an Eagle. That's when he started. No.
He was in New Orleans first, then went to Philly,
then went
back to New Orleans.
And retired. There it is. So he's just a lot. And there's one more player from the Kansas City Chiefs who ended up with, like, he had some type of health issues.
Eric
Berry. Them two safeties, bro, used to be able to find a way to lock down some of the best tight ends in football. I don't feel like there's a safety in the NFL that can do that. Not even on the 49ers. I don't think there's a safety that's a pure lock, especially when you get a big tight end and pretty.
I want to say Derwin James.
Oh,
but
I forgot about that.
He hasn't done it effectively enough, at least against the top tight ends.
Right.
Because Kelsey, I love Derwin, but Kelsey cooked him.
Cooked.
Kelsey cooked.
And it could be. We like Derwin James. It could be the fact that Derwin James is in his own head about injuries, and he's finally healthy. So he's making great business decisions at this moment in his career.
I think so.
It's gonna be dope, man. So that's my offensive guy. Of course, you guys know we got to find a way to run the ball. It was kind of slow last week. Christian McCaffrey 39 yards in the first half, bro. I was kind of like, what's going on here? But then they found a way to pick it up. I think I get what the 49ers are doing. I think at the 49ers, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mose, they have more of a sustain than most of these teams. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about the offensive line.
Yeah.
The offensive line is they might just be in better shape than a lot of these defensive lines.
No, they really are.
And so, like, what are your thoughts about that? Because they can struggle in the beginning.
And I'd rather take that, bro. I'd rather take sustainable deficiencies than inconsistent availability.
I got you. I understand that. 100%.
I'd rather take those guys being on the field, even with McGlinchey, his deficiencies, even with rotating Brunskill and Burford, even with the deficiencies of Brindle. I'd rather have the consistency of them being together and building chemistry, because the more and more they play and the more plays and schemes that Kyle finds that can mask those deficiencies only help with his play calling. So I'd rather them all be healthy. I'd rather them all have, the stamina to withstand a 60-minute football game, whether we're on the field where you have 40 offensive plays, 50 offensive plays, 60 offensive plays. I'd rather them be able to sustain that, be healthy, play together, build chemistry, than to have this constant rotation of this guy's out 2 weeks, this guy's out 4 weeks, this guy's out a week, this guy's out 6 weeks. Keep them healthy, keep them together. And as you start to find different things that work with amongst that group, you can kind of build your offensive scheme and your play calls to mask some of those deficiencies. So I love what you said there.
Yeah. Look, Mose, I need to know what you whipped up for these offenses now. We talk about the 49ers offense, and I saw you made this nice little concoction over there. Go ahead and talk about it, man. Then we're going to get into some defensive talk. My type of football.
I love that our offense at any time can be explosive. I love that. But also what I like about our offense, especially what we're doing now with the balance of Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell, with George Kittle, with Kyle Juszczyk, with the balance of a Deebo Samuel and a Brandon Ayuk. I see a lot of what we're doing going forward being smooth. And it's good to be explosive. You got to be able to be explosive. You got to have that in your back pocket, because there may be games where the smoothness and the finesse don't work. But I think today, especially against the opponent that we're playing against, we just got the ability to be smooth. So we got something that's real smooth. We got small batch 1792 Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. This is 46.85% alcohol, 93.7 proof. This stuff, if you don't drink it, it'll put some hair on your chest. So we got the small batch. And we just finished Thanksgiving. I already had one, so this is my second one. We just finished Thanksgiving, and if you don't know the Mosley household, like, as soon as Thanksgiving is over, it becomes Christmas in my household. Mrs. Mose knows is in the dining room doing some schoolwork, so I know she hear me. But it's see, she talk about something. What'd you say? I said, come here, come talk to the people with me. You gotta stand on this side because my headphones over here. That's why I'm speaking. So they can hear me? No, so they can hear you.
What am I saying? Hi,
first of all, you gotta say hello.
Hi.
Now your head big enough, you just gotta block it. Like, I'm sorry. I had to joke. I had to joke for the people. It's for the people. It's just it's just jokes. I love
this
it.
is about to be funny because
I've been with you a very long time. I don't think you're funny.
You do think I'm funny?
Not today.
Not today. Let me kiss it. I was telling them though that after Thanksgiving, it's Christmas in this household.
Yeah, put up so the trees up.
It was a crazy year.
Oh, she said it was Christmas November 1st because it was a crazy year.
Oh, it was.
We didn't put the tree up yet because we get real trees.
Yeah.
So our main spot, like, they're starting to put stuff out, but they're not open yet.
Why don't you just turn the light out?
Because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be seen. It might be dark in here.
It's better, actually.
It is. See,
Mrs. Mose knows.
See, Mose knows, but see, Mrs. Mose knows. That means you know too.
So that means, so I'm gonna be producing. What's gonna happen is, don't leave yet, because I'm about to produce a new show. We're gonna have the Mo's Nose show, and it's gonna be both of y'all on here, and y'all just gonna get up here and just do exactly what you did. That's what we're gonna be doing in the future, bro.
That would be dope. Oh, so anyway, it's Christmas in the Mosley household. One of my favorite things is whiskey and eggnog. So we got the SoCo non-alcoholic eggnog. We put our own alcohol in it, give it a nice mix, nice stir, and it's just a really, really smooth drink for the holidays. Get your whiskey in there, get your eggnog, just real smooth for the holidays. So I feel like today and for the rest of the season, our offense can just be smooth. We just have so many options, and we don't have to force it. We don't have to force the ball to Brandon Ayuk. We don't have to force the ball to Deebo Samuel. We don't have to, try to force running the ball 30 times. If we can win, running 25 and Jimmy throwing 25, if we can have that balance, that smooth balance, and still get W's, listen, bada bing, bada boom.
Right now, you got me on my Carlos Santana. That's that smooth. If y'all know nothing about Carlos Santana,
smooth operator.
Now he on his Sade. See what I'm saying?
Got to be on the Sade.
Yeah. Listen, I don't even know what that means, but yeah, like I gotta break down the lyrics in that song, Smooth Operator. I haven't really listened. I know how to play it though. Just haven't listened to the lyrics of that song. It's probably something crazy. But shout out to Sade. I think she got something new she's got in the works. Mose, I love the drink. Love your take on it. 49ers offense is it does look like it's running smooth. Now that I think about it, things are starting to flow like they need to flow. I watched Jimmy Garoppolo throw the ball away. I watched Jimmy Garoppolo hit checkdowns. I watched
step up in the pocket.
Step up. That was my next thing. I'm trying to think. There's one more thing he has to do, and I can't think of what it is. I had it yesterday when I was watching the Michigan game, but I can't remember what it was. Damn it, it'll come back to me at some point in life. But listen, man, love the drink. Let's get to some defensive talk because, bro, this is my side of the football, bro. I really love what the defense is doing. The defense has been consistent just about all year, even when faced with adversity, even when losing probably their number one cornerback for the remainder of the season. Then they had another number one cornerback that they lost for the remainder of the season. 49ers lost 2 number one quarterbacks, all right, throughout this particular season, all right, and that's crazy. But they still consistently found a way to remain at the top. Now, let's go over the Saints defense real quick, man. We talked a little bit about some of their players when we talked about the 49ers offense. Defense is ranked 23rd overall, 13th in yards per game. They're giving up 327.3 yards per game. And passing, though, see, Mose? And passing, they're ranked 7th, bro. They top 10. Tell me why they top 10 in passing, bro. Who they got back there, bro? Because they
got Matthew. They got
Matthew.
Marcus May, like you said. When he's healthy, they have Marshawn Lattimore. So they got some horses back there. They got a decent secondary. And when their front 7 is healthy, when you think about Cam Jordan, you think about Marcus Davenport, they got some pass rushers too.
So listen. Well, honestly, other than Cam Jordan and Marcus Davenport, who are you worried about? Because between those two guys, they got 6 sacks together combined.
Yeah.
And Cam got 5.5. Now, don't get it twisted. Cam Jordan is my guy. So if I had to pick a player, that's the one. Why? He plays well against 49ers. Don't know why. Yeah. He doesn't necessarily register in sacks. He's just a pressure guy. Like, he's a force to be reckoned with. And even though he's the left defensive end, his behind gonna be on that right side. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So Mike McGlinchey
all day.
It's the only concern that I have, and it's not a shot at Mike McGlinchey. I think Mike might actually play better against Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan don't got the speed. He got moves, but he's not gonna be able to just rip around Mike McGlinchey like we've seen from some of these other speed rushers off the edge. Who's your one guy on this defense that you feel like the 49ers got to figure out how to contain or eliminate?
Demario Davis. I'm going all reliable on
Linebacker,
defense.
bro.
He is also too
Top
one of those
five,
guys
bro.
that's older, up there in age.
Top five, bro.
He's probably the godfather of that defense right now. But because he's so stinking athletic, he's still able to play the game at a high level. I think this year he's playing better than Bobby Wagner.
Top five, bro. Every time you talk about him, I'm gonna say
it. So I think Jimmy Garoppolo especially has to key in on Demario Davis and see where he is. It's that chess match between quarterback and then the quarterback of the defense. Well, Demario Davis is the quarterback of the defense, so you're probably going to see him because they have the safeties. You'll see, a mix of the safeties. You may see more of the safeties, but there may be times where you see Demario Davis on George Kittle. There may be times where you see him on any one of the tight ends because he's still very good in coverage. His football IQ is off the charts. He's going to be a factor in the run defense. He's still even athletic enough to guard running backs in the flat. Now, Christian McCaffrey is a different animal, but if the throw isn't on point and accurate and doesn't give McCaffrey the space or the ability to make a move, then you could see where Demario Davis could have be disruptive in the backfield. So you definitely have to find where number 56 is every single time you're at that line of scrimmage. So I'm going to say Demario Davis.
I love it. He's the captain of their defense, just like Fred Warner's the captain of our defense. He means exactly what Fred Warner means to the 49ers defense, to the New Orleans Saints. He's the guy that's going to be playing with the energy. He's the guy that might get sent on blitzes. He's the guy that's going to be asked to coverage. Hi.
You see Uncle Breezy? You say hi to Uncle Breezy.
Smile. You can just smile.
Yeah, she is showing them teeth.
I see. Listen, man, he's definitely a guy. And so, I would feel like those are the three guys, right? Those are the three guys that you got to figure out and pay attention to. You start with the up front. You start with my man Cameron Jordan on that left side, who's going to probably be predominantly on the right side. Then you go to the middle wedge where you got to go with my man. Not Davenport. What's his name? You just said it. The linebacker, Demario Davis. And then you got to go to that secondary. And I think the best player in the secondary right now is Tyrann Mathieu, especially since Marshawn isn't out there. So listen, look, they got defense. That's why their defense is pretty ranked high. Let's get to this 49ers defense because we don't want to prolong the show too much longer. We got to get to the food and we're going to get on up out of here. Bye, baby Mose. All right, now these are some numbers that's gonna make you jump out your seats, right? Because I told y'all when I started talking about the defense, we started this segment. I said that the defense has remained consistently at the top. Overall, they're ranked 3. All right, top 5 defense. By the end of the season, they'll be top 1. I can tell you that right now. All right, here we go. Yards per game, number 1, 283.9. Total yards per game, 11th in passing, 202.8. Number 1 in rushing. We complain and worry about Eric Armstead not playing, Javon Kinlaw not playing. And where are the 49ers ranked, bro?
I believe that says first. And I believe we are allowing under 100 yards rushing. And it ain't even like under 100 like we had 98.7. 81.1?
Bro, and the only reason why that number is skewed up that high is because a couple of games we had, Marcus Mariota, he skewed the number up a little bit. I think there was one more quarterback. Andy Dalton not running the ball today. If he don't, he won't make it for the rest of the season.
No, he won't.
Yeah. So
he's getting crushed.
Now, Alvin Kamara, and you know what? Can't sleep on old man, Ingram, but he old and he different. But the reason why, and I see a lot of people in the chat saying that this could be a trap game, whatever. I get it. And you know why it could be a trap game, or it is a trap game? Because if you don't remember, the New Orleans Saints used to be in the NFC West, bro, and they play better against the 49ers. They just do. They play well, just like the Cardinals usually play well. Like this team plays well against the Niners, bro. So I'm not saying that the Niners aren't going to go out and do their thing, but don't sleep on the Saints thinking it's going to be a cakewalk. 49ers can make it a cakewalk. They got to execute. They got to stop these guys. They do that. Smooth sailing. But listen, 49ers defense is going to come out here and set the tone. This is why Kyle Shanahan, when they win the coin toss, talk about it, baby. They defer. This is exactly why they defer. Their defense is up there, number 3 in points per game at 17.3 points. Mo, I got to ask you a quick question. But without you giving me the 49ers score, and without you giving me a score, period, yes or no, do the Saints score more than 17 points in this game?
No.
Okay. We're gonna leave it at that. We're just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that. All right, let's get down to my entree, bro. Because what I decided to do was take y'all down. Since Louisiana's coming into town, I decided to create my own version of the po' boy. Now I did mine a little different. Like I'm trying to cut back on fried foods and eating after a certain time and things like that. So of course I had the recipe for some fried shrimp. I was gonna make me a fried po' boy sandwich or whatnot. But then I decided to go ahead and you know what, saute the shrimps kind of like a scampi style in a pan with some butter and things like that. You can check out the video right there on the channel, man. If you guys didn't get a chance to check it out, it'll tell you how I cooked it, how I prepared it, all that type of stuff, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and get this po' boy up. And the reason why I made the po' boy is because it's just a few ingredients, right? We talk about the Bay Area. The Bay Area is known for seafood and things and whatnot. I got the French bread representing these, the Saints. I should have did sourdough bread, but I wanted to show the city of New Orleans some love. So I'm going to go ahead and get my sandwich out. Don't mind me unwrapping the sandwich on the channel, but I haven't tasted it yet because I couldn't eat after a certain time, but gosh darn it. Now, I made the remoulade sauce. Remoulade, Marlon Rouge, whatever you want to call it. I made my own sauce, so that was cool. I could tell you right now, I could just take the sauce with a spoon and just eat the sauce by itself. And the reason why I think the sauce is the main ingredient is because the 49ers today are going to bring the sauce. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to come out there. They're going to lay it down with the foundation of the bread. Oh, my gosh. Oh, this looks so amazing. I can't wait to take a bite. They're going to lay it down with the foundation of the bread. Here's a quick glance at the sandwich. All right, this is that po' boy. Oh, I'm gonna zoom in one more time. Fresh red tomatoes, crispy lettuce, the remoulade sauce, French bread. What I do with the bread, though, is I take the guts out. You know what I'm saying? I take the guts out of the bread, so you just get the the hard shell and the crunch when you bite into it. This gonna taste good. I've been waiting to take a bite of this for a long time. So here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to bring the sauce? We bringing the sauce. Somebody say we bringing the sauce. Yo, I'll wait to eat the rest off the air. Let me get a Kleenex. Kylie, by the end of this game, you know what the 49ers going to be saying to them Saints? Po' boys. Oh, boys.
We some po' boys.
Yo, Mose,
now,
I know you out there on the grill.
I know you got your entree, but I had to come out. I had to show them.
For sure.
Let me see if I can get it on there right. Hold
Keep going. I'm going to get the enactors ready, bro.
Got my fire going. Y'all can see the firebox.
Mm-hmm.
Going real nice.
No, Mose.
What happened?
I wasn't expecting this guy to be inactive.
Who?
Tyler Croft. He's been playing so well.
He's
Go
really
ahead,
been
bro.
helping, and he's really been helping in the run game
In the
too.
run game.
Yeah, that's tough.
Go ahead and talk, man. I'm shutting up for a minute.
Yeah, that's tough. Not having Tyler Croft. I think he was the integral block, one of the integral blocks on Debo's touchdown run last week. So what he does in helping us with, in the run game, I think, Breezy, what you mentioned earlier about getting Kittle more involved in the offense and getting the ball in his hands, well, having Tyler Croft be the primary blocking tight end instead of Kittle being the primary blocking tight end, I think that's what allowed us to see Kittle in a more of the passing attack instead of the run game. So without Tyler Croft, I think we're going to need Dwelly to step up, although we know he's not a good run blocker. We're going to need Charlie Warner to step up if he's even active and ready to go for this game. So that's going to be big, and that may take the ball out of George Kittle's hands because we'll have to use him as the primary blocker. That sucks.
It does suck. Before you present your food, it does suck because not only do you get that element from Tyler Croft, it's almost like you're not skipping a beat with him out there. And so it was like, yo, the fact that he could be a weapon in the pass catching game is what kind of made his, it kind of made his relevance relevant, right? It's like, yo, I could put Croft and Kittle out here at the same time. Y'all got to pick y'all poison. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? Now with Ross
absolutely.
Dwelly, he's just going to be a pass catcher. And when Charlie Warner's out there, yo, he's going to get open, but he's not the pass catching tight end. So yeah, he might be a good blocker. You know what I'm saying? But it just sucks. So Dwelly is going to have to step up. But I think you see more of Charlie Warner. I don't think you see more of Dwelly. It's weird how the 49ers are going to do this. But it's just unfortunate. Tyler Croft was having a great season coming back. I don't know if he's injured or whatnot. TDP is also inactive today. Nick Zakil, offensive lineman, inactive. Linebacker Curtis Robinson is inactive. And obviously Eric Armstead, defensive tackle, is inactive. Mose.
Yes, sir.
Let us know when you're ready, bro.
For what?
Oh, you just checking the ribs. I thought you was going to show the ribs. Guys, if you didn't see Moses' ribs, go check his post on Thanksgiving. I'm going to leave it at that because them ribs was something different. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness. Mose, this is not – I'm not worried about this. It's just – all right, let's talk about the other guys. We knew Eric Armstead wasn't going to play. Ty McGill is here. We talked about him already. Kevin Jones and Hassan Ridgeway. Talk about them, bro, because they've been – pretty damn good and consistent with the 49ers defensive line.
Yeah, I think with Givens, I think he needs somebody opposite him to take some of the attention away. I think with Ridgeway, I think it was just him getting acclimated with this scheme. Unless you are a Nick Bosa or a Drake Jackson, it seems like there's an acclimation period when you come to this defensive line room and you're under Chris Koceric's guidance and tutelage and leadership. There's just an acclimation period, right? But now Ridgeway gets it. He's got it. So he's playing better. I think he's in football shape. He's in midseason form. We got Givens, who's already been in the system and now is getting some of that pressure removed off because Ridgeway is playing well. And now you add T.Y. McGill, where if you take Ridgeway or Givens off the field, there isn't a drop-off. And I think that's what we envisioned at the beginning of the season with Eric Armstead, with Javon Kinlaw, with Kevin Givens and some of the other guys that we had. Unfortunately, we had to go out and find other pieces that could come in and fill those voids. But I think right now we're at a period where that's why that rushing number is at 81.1, because the interior line, my defensive tackles, my brothers, we holding it down right now. And they're playing better. They're playing as a unit. They have chemistry built up, and they are not the weak link of the defense. I don't know if this defense has a weak link, whether it be a unit or a player. But that interior of the defensive line, as much as they've improved and matured throughout this season, they are no longer the weak link. So love to see it.
Definitely love to see it. Like I said, the defense is still up on the up. They on the up and up, right? And so when you get Eric Armstead back, probably sometime next week, he was out there practicing this week. He's I want to say a healthy scratch, but they don't have to rush him back because
they don't have to.
look at what the defense is doing. Like, you get what I'm saying? So look, it's good news. It's good news that the defense was able to step up. Nick Zakiel hasn't played all season. He's remained inactive pretty much just about every game. He's that extra lineman that you have to make, put on the roster. You could have on the roster. Remember how you could have the extra, you go from 53 to 55, but one got to be an offensive lineman. He's the guy. He's just inactive. So that's what that is. And then linebacker Curtis Robinson. Listen, the fact that Curtis Robinson is inactive is great, because that means Trey Greenlaw's good, Al-Shaair is good, and the other guys that they use. We already know Fred Warner is good, and things and whatnot. So that's good news. No disrespect to Curtis Robinson, but listen, man, the 49ers are pretty stocked at the linebacking position. They have great guys like Orm Burks out there on special teams and things and whatnot. So, look, this is good news, because somebody asked about Dre Greenlaw. He did get dinged up last week. Listen, he practiced all week and haven't heard much about him being on the injury report. So he should be good to go. He's a soldier, and we need his energy out there. Dre Greenlaw's energy is the energy that sets the tone for the 49ers defense out there. So that's going to be really cool. Mose, let's do some final thoughts, and I want to get your score prediction, bro. Thank you so much, man. Just a quick thing to go over. Saints special teams ranked 14th. Are you concerned about the disparity in the special teams? I feel like there's context here, Mose.
I feel like there is context here, but what's odd to me is we went out and got a new special teams coordinator. Our special teams is ranked 29th, but we haven't seen it hurt us. And I'm outside, and I'm going to knock on this wood deck. But, we're ranked 29th, but I don't remember any special teams moment that really, really hurt us. I know we had a blocked field goal against – what game was that where we got the field goal blocked?
Seattle.
Yeah.
They blocked our field goal, and that's how they scored, remember? Defense didn't give up any points in that game.
Yeah. So there was that. Has Ray lost a fumble?
I don't know if he lost one, but he did fumble once. But I think it's so much overall special teams that you got to look at. That's why I said there's context. I don't necessarily think it's in the return game, because Ray's like top 10 in punt returns. But if the 49ers are punting the ball really well, that helps them, even though they rank 29th. I think the returns help out. I think the New Orleans Saints just have a better return game. It's kind of weird to see why they rank so low. We don't attempt enough field goals, whereas New Orleans might attempt way more. I could get that for you. I could tell you right now. And when it comes to field goals, let's go to kicking. Yeah, the 49ers are at the bottom. I mean, the Saints are in the middle of the pack with field goals made. So,
and I mean that's where 14 is. 14 is middle of the pack.
Yeah, so and we're at the bottom of the pack. See what I'm saying? That's kind of how it is. We're 20, literally 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25th. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to field goals, how it works. So I think it's just overall. You got to look at it from the overall perspective, the kicking as well. You got to look at the punting as well. How many of these, are they averaging more returns than us? Things like that. And so I don't know. I don't know if I'm really concerned about it, because like you said, when has special teams actually hurt the 49ers? I mean, there was a game where I feel like special teams sucked, but that was mainly because all the special team players were on the starting offense or defense, because we had players injured. And now that you got those guys back, you know what I'm saying? Special teams has been on an uptrend, because at one point, most special teams was 32nd, bro. They were last. So they're moving up. It's just slow. And
we haven't given up a punt or kick return touchdown, have we?
No, not at all.
Yeah, so I mean, the numbers are what the numbers are because of how they keep the stats, but I'm not concerned about it because, like I said, knock on wood, but our special teams hasn't cost us a game or hasn't hurt us where we either lost momentum or gave the other team momentum, So, I'm not concerned about it at all.
All right, here we go. Mose, let's go ahead and end this show, man. And I appreciate you and your family from rocking out. What's going on, Dion? I see you out there, brother. Shout out to Dion from Niner Gang Podcast. Mose, score prediction, and then make sure you enter that joint on the Facebook page.
I keep forgetting to do that. Score prediction is 31-13.
Like it.
Niners.
Like it.
Final thought is this is the run that we thought we could go on. Getting healthy at the right time. I think our bye week came at the right time. And I think beyond just getting healthy, I think we're playing really, really good football. I think you were starting to see it took a little bit longer. And maybe it's just because of the familiarity with everyone. You know, it took a little longer for, you know, that culture to be established again, for the brotherhood and the camaraderie to really show on the field. We kind of had that problem last year, you know, when we went 3-5 and then we turned everything around. So it took a little bit longer for us to get to that point. But we're here now, and this is what we wanted. We don't look past any opponent. We don't disrespect any opponent. But this is a game that you look at and say, this is a winnable game. This is a game that you should win. Good teams are supposed to beat bad teams. It is what it is.
Right.
So we have an opportunity to continue this momentum that we built, continue to establish who we are as a football team, and to continue to set ourselves up for the tournament. So I just look forward to us to continue to play well. We are in our home building. We know the faithful are going to turn up and show out. So I look for us to have another big game.
I like that, man. Listen, the 49ers, if I'm not mistaken, Mose only lost one game at home. They lost to the Chiefs. In a game that I felt like they had them. At least it was super competitive into the fourth quarter, right?
Correct.
That's not how this game's going to be. And even if this game came down to the shootout game, you know, where Andy Dalton is slightly like higher, like a 0.5% higher in completion percentage than Jimmy Garoppolo. Like he doesn't want to shoot out with Jimmy. Like I think Jimmy is built for New Orleans Saints shootout style of football. Why? Just give the damn ball to George Kittle. Just gotta get the ball. I don't care if it's in the flat. Just give it to Kittle. Kittle's gonna take somebody gonna get a face mask. We've seen that before. Just get the ball to George Kittle. Listen, my score prediction is 34-10. I don't think that the Saints are going to be able to get 10 points, more than 10 points, bro. 49ers, let's see if they can continue to pitch the shutout in the second half. That's going to be something that, you know, and if they don't, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Just win the goddamn game, right? Just win the game. But listen, I think the 49ers defense is all locked in. I know we use that term. I think they're locked in, but more importantly, I think the coaches are locked in. No one talked about how the coaches had to get cohesive. Bunch of new coaches for Kyle Shanahan. All his coaches left. They got jobs.
Yes.
So we have that time. Yeah. Should we have beaten those bad teams in the beginning of the season? Yup, absolutely. On paper, we were the better team. But you know what we weren't better at? Playing football together as one. And so, look, I think they figured it out. Mose, like you said, they're looking like one band, one sound out there. If you guys ain't see Drumline, shoot yourself. I just think that's what it is. Shout out to everybody out there. Quick rundown, quick on the poll question. The question is, who will score the 49ers? What will the 49ers' first points be? Would it be a field goal? Would it be a rushing TD, a passing TD, or score on the defense, Mose? What are you going with?
I gotta go with my guy. Pass touchdown to BA.
Ooh, you dope. I'm going Russian TD. Deebo Samuel, first touchdown. Russian TD, Deebo Samuel. I know everybody wants it to be CMC. I don't think we see Elijah Mitchell to the second half again. Keep him fresh. All right. Real quick, let's give out to these contributions. We got super chat contributions, Foghorn, to everybody. Shout out to Tommy Huxley. Says, Wayne, can you listen? But can you hear Jimmy? Are you talking about Jimi Hendrix? Or are we talking about Jimmy Garoppolo? Because you spelled it like Jimi Hendrix. So, Tommy, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Jaguar 56. He's not fantastic, but keep an eye on Taysom Hill. We talked about that, Mose. He's not their X factor, but he's their playmaker. He's
I
like
wouldn't say X factor, but he can definitely change a game.
that. It's just who he is, bro.
Yeah, and
you know
what
what
he's
I'm
able
saying?
to do.
Yeah.
But I think Fred Warner got a little something for that.
He's not an easy guy to tackle because he's big, but got to wrap and tackle this guy. He's strong. He's like Tebow 2.0, what they say. Here's the thing, though, with him, he's not afraid to tuck it and run it. He's not afraid to tuck it and throw it. Like, he'll fake a run, throw the ball, and he'll go out there and try to catch some passes. But I like what you said. Fred Warner, keep an eye on that guy. Shout out to Jaguar for the contribution. And our sister Tanya's in the building. Let's go Niners! We ending the show on that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the pregame show right here on Sizzling Sunday. If you want the recipes for the drinks or food or whatever, whatnot, I'll make sure that they end up in the description on the description page on YouTube, all right? Y'all stay up, stay faithful. Let's get this dub. Let's go to 7-4. Let's continue the win streak at 4-0. Y'all need to get ramped up because Breezy's about to be fired up. I don't care if I don't have a voice all week long. Let's be... Am I scared?
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. You gotta say bye-bye. You gotta say go Niners. Say go Niners.
Go Eagles.
What?
What?
Excuse me.
I got,
I'm sorry. I gotta go get my belt.
On the overreaction show, bro. Peace. Listen, guys, we out, man. Stay up, stay faithful, man. We'll see you on the overreaction show tonight. 2-minute warning of the game. We'll be going live. All right. We'll see you there, man. Stay up, stay faithful. Thanks for watching. Here's a quick shout out to our sponsors. Football season has just begun, and you can keep your excitement alive with MyBookie's double deposit bonus. Having your initial deposit matched up to 1K is like playing every game with a home field advantage. You must sign up. Use promo code Breezy100 and instantly get your funds credited to your account to start rocking with MyBookie. MyBookie is also home to exclusive contests that can be used to maximize your winnings and make 2022 your best year yet. Don't miss out. Double your first deposit up to 1K using promo code Breezy100. Place your marks and get ready for the NFL season's intensity. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.